"Move to the shed!" my son Derek screamed, his face red, veins bulging in his neck. His wife Amanda stood behind him in the doorway of my bedroom. My bedroom. The master bedroom in the house I'd built with my own hands 42 years ago. Amanda's parents sat on my bed, on Martha's side, where she died 18 months ago. They were smiling. I looked at my son, at the stranger wearing his face, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. I'd invited them for Sunday dinner. That's all. Just dinner. Same thing I'd done twice a month since Martha passed. Kept up the tradition she'd started when Derek was born. Family dinner, pot roast, mashed potatoes. The works. They showed up with a U-Haul. "What's that for?" I asked, standing on my porch. The porch I'd rebuilt after the storm in '06. "We'll explain inside, Dad." Derek wouldn't meet my eyes. Amanda pushed past me. Her parents followed. Bill and Sharon Montgomery. I'd met them twice. Once at the wedding. Once at Christmas 3 years back when they stayed for about an hour. Bill headed straight for my recliner, the leather one Martha had saved up for. My birthday present the year before the cancer came back. He sat down, put his feet up. "Nice place you got here, Henry." He said it like he was touring a rental property. Sharon went to the kitchen, started opening my cabinets. "Amanda, honey, does your father-in-law have any real coffee? I'm only seeing this Folgers." I stood in my own living room, watching strangers inventory my things. "Derek, what's going on?" He cleared his throat, used what Amanda called his executive voice. Derek worked in pharmaceutical sales, made good money. They'd bought a 4-bedroom colonial in Fox Ridge Estates 2 years ago. I'd given them $48,000 for the down payment. "Dad, we need to talk about your living situation." My living situation? I looked around, at the house I'd designed, built most of it myself, lived in for 42 years, raised Derek in. I'm living in my house. That's the thing. Amanda sat down on my couch, kicked off her shoes. "Bill and Sharon are moving in with us. Sharon's got early-stage Alzheimer's. They can't manage their place anymore." "I'm sorry to hear that." I meant it. Alzheimer's is cruel. "What's that got to do with me? Our house isn't big enough." Derek said it flat, rehearsed. 4 bedrooms sounds like a lot, but we've got the kids. Emma needs her own room now that she's 12. Can't share with her brother anymore. And we converted the 4th bedroom to Amanda's home office during COVID. "So, you're looking for a bigger place?" "We found one," Amanda smiled. "This one." The words didn't land right, like she'd said them in a foreign language. "This is my house. Dad, be reasonable." Derek had his hands in his pockets, still wouldn't look at me. "You're 70 years old. You don't need 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. This place is what, 2,800 square feet? It's way too much house for one person." "It's my home, and it's paid off." Amanda had her phone out, scrolling. "We checked the county records. No mortgage, no liens. Just sitting here while you camp out in 1 bedroom. I'm not camping out. I live here. You're rattling around in a house that's far too big for your needs." Bill spoke up from my chair. Martha's chair. "At your age, you should be downsizing anyway. It's just practical." Sharon came back from the kitchen. "The appliances are pretty dated, but the bones are good. We can work with this." "Work with what?" My jaw was tight. "This is my house." "Dad, we're not trying to take anything from you." Derek finally looked at me, his expression patient, like I was the one being difficult. "We're offering you a solution. You get to stay on the property. We're not putting you in a home or anything." "Stay on the property?" "The shed." Amanda brightened, like she was presenting a brilliant compromise. "It's huge. What, 400 square feet? Bill and I measured it yesterday when we came by to check out the yard." "You came by yesterday." The words came out quiet, flat. "You weren't home." She waved it off. "The back gate was unlocked. Anyway, the shed is basically a studio apartment. We'd insulate it, run a proper electrical line, put in a space heater and a hot plate. You'd have everything you need." I looked at my son. "You want me to move into the shed?" It's a really nice shed, Dad. You built it yourself, remember? When I was in high school? I'd built it to store my tools, my workshop equipment, lumber, the riding mower. It had a concrete floor and no windows. You want me to live in the tool shed? We'd fix it up. Derek's voice took on that patient tone, the one that made my skin crawl. Make it comfortable. You'd have your own space, privacy, and you'd still be close by. The kids could visit. When do they visit now? The question came out before I could stop it. Silence. That's not fair. Amanda stood up. We've been busy. Derek's territory expanded. I'm managing 3 accounts. Emma's in soccer and band. Tyler's got basketball. We're stretched thin. When's the last time you came for Sunday dinner? Dad, Derek sighed. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. When? I don't know. June, July, March. I knew exactly. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, Martha's birthday. They'd stayed 45 minutes. Left before dessert. Tyler had a game. Okay, March, that's only... Derek counted on his fingers. Gave up. That's not the point. The point is, this house is wasted on you. You're sitting on valuable real estate. This neighborhood is blown up. You know what places are going for on Maple Street? I don't care what they're going for on Maple Street. $450, $500 for the updated ones. Bill had his own phone out now. Zillow, probably. This place? Corner lot, mature trees, original hardwood. You're looking at $480 minimum. That's a $500,000 asset sitting idle. It's not an asset, it's my home. It's inefficient. Amanda again. She'd moved to the mantel, touching Martha's things, the antique clock, the photos in their frames. You're one person in a 4-bedroom house. We're 6 people crammed into 2,200 square feet. It doesn't make sense. So, buy a bigger house. We can't afford a bigger house. Derek's voice sharpened. Not with 2 car payments and the kids' activities and student loans. We're maxed out. That's not my problem. The words hung there. Derek's face changed. Something cold settled behind his eyes. Actually, Dad, it kind of is your problem. How do you figure that? You helped us with the down payment on our place. $48,000. That was helpful. We appreciated it. But if you'd offered this house instead, we wouldn't be in this situation. My hand curled into fists. Slowly, deliberately. You wanted to stay in your house. I respected that. Mom had just died. I got it. But it's been a year and a half. You've had time to grieve. Now it's time to be practical. Practical? Yes, practical. You move to the shed. We'll make it nice. You'll have your own entrance, your own space. We take the house. Everyone wins. Except I'd be living in a shed. A renovated shed. Amanda spoke slowly, like I was having trouble understanding. With heat and electricity. Some seniors pay thousands a month for studio apartments smaller than that. I'm not paying thousands a month. I already own my house. You're being selfish. Sharon had been quiet until now. She stood by the window, looking out at my yard, Martha's garden. My daughter and her family need space. You have space. Refusing to share it is just selfishness. This is my house. I said it again. Calmer this time. I built it. I paid for it. My name is on the deed. Mine alone. Martha and I raised our son here. She died in that bedroom. You're sitting on her side of the bed. Sharon looked down, shifted slightly toward the center. I'm not giving you my house so I can live in my tool shed. Dad, Derek stepped forward, put his hand on my shoulder. I stepped back. Let's be realistic. You're 70. How much longer are you really going to be able to maintain a place this size? The yard work alone? I do my own yard work. Now you do. But in 5 years? 10. You're going to age out of this house whether you like it or not. We're offering you a soft landing, a place on the property, near family. Near family that hasn't visited in 7 months. Jesus Christ, Dad. Derek's patience cracked. What do you want? An engraved invitation? We're busy. We've got jobs, kids, lives. We can't drop everything to have pot roast with you twice a month. I never said you had to. But you guilt trip us when we don't. Amanda crossed her arms. Every missed dinner becomes this thing, this disappointed silence. It's exhausting. I don't guilt trip anyone. I extend an invitation. You decline. That's the end of it. Except it's not. Derek was pacing now. Because then we don't hear from you for weeks. And when we do call, you're all quiet and withdrawn. Playing the victim. I'm not playing anything. You are, though. Amanda picked up one of the photos. Martha holding baby Derek. You've been playing the grieving widower for 18 months. We get it. You miss her. But life goes on. We need this house. You don't. It's that simple. It's not simple. It's my home. It's a structure. Bill stood up from my chair, stretched. 4 walls and a roof. You're assigning sentimental value to wood and drywall. That's not healthy. I looked at this man. This stranger wearing a cardigan in my living room. Get out of my house. Dad, I said get out. We're not leaving until we settle this. Amanda set the photo down. Wrong spot. Martha always kept it on the left side. We drove the U-Haul all the way from Fox Ridge. Bill and Sharon gave notice at their apartment complex. They have to be out by the end of the month. That's 3 weeks away. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You gave notice on their apartment before asking me? We didn't think we needed to ask. Derek's voice had gone cold, flat. You're my father. We're your family. This should be automatic. What should be automatic? Helping us, supporting us, putting family first. I do put family first. I gave you $48,000 2 years ago. I've given you money for the kids' school supplies, for Emma's band trip, for Tyler's basketball camp. I've given you— Exactly, Amanda interrupted. You've given money. That's easy. Writing a check when we need help. But when we need something real, something meaningful, you balk. Something meaningful like my house. Like a home for your grandchildren. She stepped forward. Emma and Tyler need stability. They need space. They need their grandparents close by. Both sets. You're denying them that because you're attached to a building. I'm attached to my home, where I built a life with my wife, where I raised my son, where she died holding my hand. And that's beautiful, Henry. Really. Sharon again, her voice syrupy. But Martha wouldn't want you clinging to the past. She'd want you to help your family. Don't. The word came out sharp, hard. Don't tell me what my wife would want. Someone needs to. Bill moved toward the stairs, started climbing. Because clearly you're not thinking straight. Bill, don't. I started up after him. Derek blocked me, his hand on my chest. Dad, stop. He's going upstairs, in my house, without permission. He's looking at the bedrooms. We need to figure out sleeping arrangements. Sleeping arrangements. I stared at my son. You're not staying here. We are, though. Amanda had moved to the front door, opened it, started bringing in bags. Sharon and Bill are staying here. We're helping them settle in. Then we'll go back to our place and start packing. We'll probably need a week to coordinate the move. Movers, utilities transfer, all that. You're not moving into my house. We're not moving in today. Derek still had his hand on my chest. But we will be. This is happening, Dad. You can either accept it gracefully or make it ugly. Your choice. I looked at him. At this man. At the boy I'd taught to ride a bike. To throw a baseball. The teenager I'd helped with college applications. The young man whose apartment rent I'd covered when he was between jobs. Get your hand off me. He dropped his hand. I walked to the door. Amanda was bringing in a suitcase. I took it from her, set it on the porch. Hey! I grabbed the other bags. Put them outside too. Bill, Sharon, come down here. Bill appeared at the top of the stairs. Master bedroom's got good bones. We'll need a new mattress. This one's pretty worn down. You're leaving, now. Henry, be reasonable. Yeah. Out, all of you, now. Dad, stop acting like a child. Derek's voice had that edge. The one that meant his patience was gone. This is happening. You can throw a tantrum, but it won't change anything. This is my house. I'm asking you to leave. And if we don't? Amanda stood in the doorway, arms crossed. What are you going to do? Call the police? Tell them your son and his family are trespassing? If I have to. Go ahead. She pulled out her phone, held it out to me. Call them. Tell them you're refusing to help your family, that you're forcing your daughter-in-law's parents, one of whom has Alzheimer's, to be homeless. They're not homeless. They have an apartment. Not anymore. Bill came down the stairs. Like Amanda said, we gave notice. That's your problem. It's your problem too. Derek stepped closer than comfortable. Because here's what's going to happen. We're staying. You can accept that and move to the shed voluntarily. Or you can fight us. And if you fight us, we'll fight back. Is that a threat? It's reality. You're 70 years old, you live alone, you've been depressed since Mom died. Anyone can see that. I'm not depressed. You barely leave the house. The neighbors have mentioned they never see you anymore. You're isolated, withdrawn. His voice softened. Fake concern. We're worried about you, Dad. The tone, the words. I'd heard this before. Read articles, seen news stories. You're worried about me. We are, genuinely. You're not taking care of yourself. This house is too much for you. You need family close by, for your own safety. There it was, the frame, the narrative. I'm 70, Derek, not 90. I'm in perfect health. Are you? Amanda tilted her head. Because you've lost weight. Your clothes hang off you. And Derek said you forgot his birthday last month. I didn't forget. I sent a card. You sent it a week late. The mail was slow. Or you forgot and backdated the card. She said it gently, sadly. It's okay to admit you're struggling, that you need help. I don't need help. I need you to leave my house. See? She looked at Derek, at Bill and Sharon. This is what we're dealing with. Aggression, paranoia, refusal to accept reality. I'm not paranoid. I'm pissed off. There's a difference. Is there? Bill had his phone out. Recording, maybe. Because from where we're standing, you're acting erratically, throwing our belongings out of the house, threatening to call the police on your own family. You're not my family. I pointed at him, at Sharon. I met you twice. You don't get to stand in my house and tell me I'm erratic. Henry. Sharon's eyes welled up, actual tears. I'm scared. I don't feel safe around you right now. Then leave. We can't. She dabbed at her eyes. We have nowhere to go. Amanda said we could stay here, that you'd agreed. I never agreed to anything. Dad, Derek's voice sharpened. Stop yelling. You're frightening Sharon. I'm not yelling. You are. You're being aggressive and hostile toward an elderly woman with Alzheimer's. He looked at Bill. I'm sorry about this. He's not usually like this. It's okay. Bill put his arm around Sharon, protective. We understand. This is hard for him. I stood in my living room, watching them perform, watching my son direct the show. Get out. My voice came out quiet, controlled. All of you, now. No. Derek crossed his arms. We're staying. Sharon and Bill are settling in. You need to decide what you're going to do. What I'm going to do. Yes, you can move to the shed. Or you can stay in one of the spare bedrooms temporarily while we work something else out. But the master bedroom is Bill and Sharon's now. That's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, I repeated, testing the words. In my house. In the house that's going to be ours. We're just accelerating the timeline. The timeline for what? For you moving into senior living or assisted care, whatever ends up being appropriate. He said it like we'd discussed it, like this was part of some agreed-upon plan. This way you get to stay on the property, keep your independence, but we get the space we need. And if I refuse? Derek sighed, looked at Amanda, at Bill and Sharon, back to me. Then we'll have to explore other options, such as having you declared incompetent. The words hit like a slap. Excuse me? You're showing signs of cognitive decline, Dad, forgetting birthdays, isolating yourself. Now this aggressive behavior, throwing your family's belongings out of the house, threatening us. I didn't threaten anyone. You threatened to call the police. That's a threat. Amanda had her phone up, recording definitely. And you've been hostile ever since we arrived, refusing to listen to reason, getting agitated when we try to explain the situation. The situation where you steal my house. No one's stealing anything. Derek's voice had that patient with a child tone. We're trying to help you, but if you won't accept help voluntarily, we'll have to pursue legal options. Legal options. Guardianship proceedings. A competency evaluation. It's for your own good. I looked at my son, really looked at him, at the coldness in his eyes, the calculation. You planned this. We prepared for multiple scenarios, yes. You came here planning to take my house. We came here hoping you'd be reasonable. Amanda moved beside Derek, united front. We've given you an out, a good out, your own place, your independence, but you have to cooperate. And if I don't cooperate, you'll have me declared incompetent. If necessary. Derek nodded. For your safety, and ours. Your safety. We have children, Dad. If you're becoming unstable, I'm not unstable. Then prove it. Accept the shed. Let Bill and Sharon have the master bedroom. Show us you can be flexible, rational. I stood there, in my living room, my house, the place I'd built board by board, and I understood. This was a test, a trap. Refuse, and I'm irrational, unstable, incompetent. Accept, and I've surrendered. Given them my home. There was no winning move. Except one. Fine. The word came out calm, flat. Bill and Sharon can have the master bedroom. Derek's shoulders relaxed. Thank you, Dad. I know this is hard, but tonight only. Tomorrow you all leave and we figure this out properly, with lawyers if necessary. Dad! Tonight. Then you leave. I walked to the door, held it open. Bill, Sharon, your bags are on the porch. Master bedroom is upstairs, first door on the right. Clean sheets in the linen closet. They looked at Derek. He nodded. They went upstairs. I heard them walking around up there, in my bedroom, in Martha's room. Thank you for being reasonable. Amanda touched my arm. I stepped back. We'll give them tonight to settle in. Tomorrow we can sit down and discuss the transition timeline. Maybe over breakfast? I'll make pancakes. Maybe. Okay. Well, she looked at Derek. We should get going. Let Bill and Sharon rest. It's been a long day. They headed to the door. Derek paused. Thanks, Dad. This is the right thing. Is it? It is. You'll see. Family takes care of family. They left. I stood in my living room, listening to strangers walk around upstairs. I waited until I heard Bill and Sharon close the bedroom door. Then I went to my office, the small room off the kitchen that Martha had used for her sewing. My desk was there now, my computer, my files. I opened the filing cabinet, pulled out the folder labeled House Original Documents. The deed, signed and notarized, my name only. Martha had insisted when we built it. It's your design, she'd said. Your hands that built it. Should be your name on the paper. Next folder. Financial records. I'd kept every bank statement for 42 years. Every check register, every receipt, $48,000 down payment. Transferred April 2021, $1,200 in December 2020. Emma's band trip. $900 in March 2021. Tyler's basketball camp. $650 in June 2021. Emergency car repair. $2,400 in September 2021. Just until Derek's commission check clears. $1,800 in November 2021, Thanksgiving. They'd come for dinner, left with a check. I started adding it up. Not just what I remembered, what I could prove. The numbers glowed on the calculator screen. $73,450 in the last 3 years. Not counting birthday checks, Christmas money. The countless, can you help with, texts. Not counting the times I'd bought groceries because Amanda mentioned they were tight that month. Or paid for the kids' school supplies. Or loaned money that never got paid back. My phone buzzed. Derek. Thanks for being cool about this, Dad. I know it's an adjustment, but it's what's best for everyone. I stared at the text, at the casual assumption that everyone included me. I didn't respond. Instead, I opened my email. Found the message from Dennis Miller, my attorney, friend since high school. We'd built his garage together in '98. I typed, "Dennis, need to meet first thing tomorrow. It's urgent." His reply came back in minutes. 8 a.m. My office? I'll be there. I shut down the computer, turned off the lights. Upstairs, I could hear the shower running. Bill, or Sharon, using my bathroom, sleeping in my bed. I went to the spare bedroom, the one at the end of the hall, used to be Derek's. I didn't sleep much. Around 6 a.m. I heard them get up. Heard them moving around the master bedroom, the toilet flushing, the shower again. I waited until I heard them go downstairs. Then I got dressed, grabbed my keys, my wallet, the folder of documents. I drove to Dennis's office. He was waiting, coffee already made. "Henry, you look like hell. Didn't sleep. What's going on?" I told him. Everything. The U-Haul, the shed, the threats, the recording. Dennis listened. Didn't interrupt. 40 years of friendship meant he knew when to just listen. "They're still in your house now?" he asked when I finished. "Yes." "And they're planning to move in?" "That's what they said." He leaned back in his chair, fingers steepled. "Henry, I'm going to ask you something, and I need you to be honest." "Okay. Are you having any cognitive issues? Memory problems? Confusion?" "No." "Any signs of dementia? Early Alzheimer's?" "No. I'm sharp as I've ever been." "Would you be willing to prove that?" "How?" "Cognitive evaluation. Full workup. I know a neuropsychologist. She's excellent. We use her for competency evaluations in elder law cases." "You think that's necessary?" "I think it's armor." Dennis pulled out his phone, started scrolling. "Your son threatened guardianship proceedings, said you're showing signs of decline. If this gets ugly, and Henry, it's going to get ugly. You need documentation proving you're fully competent." "How soon can she see me?" "Let me call her." He made the call. I heard him explaining. Urgent situation. Possible elder abuse case. He hung up. "She can see you at 2 this afternoon. It'll take about 3 hours. Full cognitive battery. She'll have preliminary results by end of day." "Okay. Until then, you need to go home. Ask them to leave. If they refuse, call the police." "The police?" "Yes, they're trespassing. You told them one night, night's over. Time to go." "Derek said they'd make me look unstable if I called the police." "Which is why you do it calmly, rationally. You explained that you allowed them to stay one night. That night is over. They need to leave. If they refuse, that's criminal trespassing." "What if the police don't see it that way?" "Then you have documentation of the incident. Report filed. Paper trail. Everything we need when this goes to court." "Court. Henry." Dennis leaned forward. "Your son threatened to have you declared incompetent so he could take your house. This is going to court. The only question is whether you're in the driver's seat or the defendant's chair." I drove back home. The house I'd built. The driveway I'd poured. Bill's car was still there. No U-Haul. They must have returned it. I went inside. Sharon was in the kitchen, making coffee, using Martha's coffee maker, the one I'd bought her for our 35th anniversary. "Good morning, Henry. Coffee?" "No. Where's Bill?" "Shower. Derek and Amanda should be here around noon. We're going to start moving our things into the bedroom properly. Maybe do some measuring, figure out what furniture stays and what goes to the shed." "You're leaving today?" She looked up from the coffee, smiled, confused. "Leaving?" "I said you could stay one night, last night. Now you need to go." "Oh." The smile faded. "Henry, I think there was a misunderstanding. Derek said we were moving in, that this was settled." "Derek was wrong, but we don't have anywhere to go." "That's between you and your daughter." "Henry, please." Her eyes welled up. Same trick as yesterday. "I'm sick. I can't handle stress. It makes the Alzheimer's worse." "I'm sorry you're sick, but this is my house. I didn't agree to give it to anyone." "You're being cruel." "I'm being clear. You need to leave." Bill came downstairs, hair wet, wearing my bathrobe. Martha's gift to me. The blue terry cloth one she'd embroidered with my initials. Is that my robe? He looked down. Found it in the closet. Mine still packed. Figured you wouldn't mind. Take it off. Excuse me? That's my robe. Take it off. Henry's being difficult again. Sharon's voice trembled. He's saying we have to leave. Leave? Bill tightened the robe around him. We just moved in. You stayed one night, as agreed. Now you're leaving. We're not going anywhere. Bill walked to the coffee pot, poured himself a cup, using Martha's favorite mug, the one with the lighthouse. Derek made it very clear this is our home now. Derek doesn't own this house. I do. For now. Bill sat at my table. My kitchen table. The one I'd built from oak salvaged from a barn demolition. But Derek's working on that. Said he talked to a lawyer about options. Did he? Yep. Something about incompetency. Getting medical documentation of your decline. He sipped the coffee. Grimaced. This coffee's terrible. Sharon, did you use the right amount? I walked to the table, took the mug from his hand. Hey, get out of my house. Or what? Bill stood. He was shorter than me by 3 inches, softer. Hadn't done a day of physical labor in his life. You going to make me? If I have to. Henry, Sharon's voice sharp now, worried. You're being aggressive again. I'm telling you to leave my house, and I'm telling you we're staying. Bill stepped closer. You got a problem with that. Take it up with Derek. I pulled out my phone, dialed 911. What are you doing? Sharon rushed over. Calling the police. Henry, no. The operator answered. 911, what's your emergency? I have trespassers in my home. I've asked them to leave. They're refusing. Bill grabbed for my phone. I stepped back. Sir, are you in danger? The operator asked. I don't know. They're refusing to leave. One of them just tried to take my phone. I'm sending officers to your location. Thank you. I hung up. Sharon was crying. Real tears this time. You called the police on us? I asked you to leave. You refused. We're family. You're not my family. You're strangers who stayed one night and now won't leave. Bill had his phone out. Calling Derek, probably. Derek, your dad called the cops on us. Yeah, right now. I don't know, he's gone crazy. I went to the living room. Sat in Martha's chair, the one Bill had been sitting in yesterday. Waited. The police arrived in 8 minutes. 2 officers, young, professional. I met them at the door. Sir, you called about trespassers. Yes, Bill and Sharon Montgomery. I allowed them to stay one night, asked them to leave this morning. They're refusing. We're not trespassers. Sharon appeared behind me, still crying. I'm his daughter-in-law's mother. We're family. Ma'am, do you live here? The officer asked. We're moving in. His son arranged it. This is all a misunderstanding. Is your name on the deed? The officer looked at me. No, just mine. Did you give them permission to move in permanently? No, I said they could stay one night. He's lying. Bill came into the hall, still wearing my robe. He agreed to let us have the master bedroom. We gave up our apartment. Sir, I'm going to need you to calm down. The officer's hand moved to his belt. Not threatening, just ready. Did you give notice at your previous residence? Yes, but did this man give you written permission to move in here? No, but his son... Does his son own this house? Silence. I need to see the deed, the officer said to me. I had it ready, handed it over. He looked at it, showed his partner. They stepped outside, conferred, came back in. Mr. and Mrs. Montgomery, you need to gather your belongings and leave the premises. We have nowhere to go. Sharon's voice hit a pitch. Panicked. Real panic this time. That's not a legal concern. This is not your residence. You don't have permission to be here. If you don't leave voluntarily, we'll have to arrest you for trespassing. This is insane. Bill started up the stairs. We're calling Derek. He'll sort this out. Sir, you need to leave now. I'm getting our things. You have 5 minutes. They went upstairs. I could hear them, angry voices, drawers opening, the sound of things being thrown into bags. The officer looked at me. Sir, is there anyone else who might show up? Your son? Probably. You might want to consider a restraining order if this continues. I'm meeting with my attorney this afternoon. Good. Document everything. Keep records of all contact. Bill and Sharon came down. 2 bags each. Sharon was still crying. "I can't believe you're doing this to us," she said. "To your own family." "You're not my family." They left. The officers stayed until they'd driven away. "Sir, if they come back, call us immediately. Don't engage, just call." "Thank you." They left. I stood in my empty house. My phone started ringing. Derek. I let it go to voicemail. It rang again. Amanda. Voicemail. Text from Derek. "Dad, what the hell?" Text from Amanda. "You had the police remove Sharon and Bill? Are you insane?" Text from Derek. "Call me, now." I didn't respond. Instead, I went upstairs, to the master bedroom. They'd unmade the bed, used the towels, left wet footprints on the bathroom floor. I stripped the bed, put Martha's sheets in the wash, cleaned the bathroom, erased them. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Derek. "This is beyond the pale, Dad." Amanda. "They're sitting in a parking lot right now with nowhere to go. Her mother has Alzheimer's." Derek. "You're going to regret this." Amanda. "We're coming over. We need to talk about this face to face." I texted back one message. "Don't come over. You're not welcome." Derek. "It's not up to you anymore." At 1:30, I left for my appointment with the neuropsychologist. Dr. Sarah Chen's office was in a medical building downtown. Professional, quiet. She was maybe 50. Kind eyes, firm handshake. "Mr. Dalton." Dennis explained the situation. "I'm sorry you're going through this." "Thank you. I'm going to put you through a comprehensive evaluation. Memory tests, problem solving, processing speed, attention, executive function. It's extensive, but we need thorough documentation." "I understand." It took 3.5 hours. I remembered word lists, drew clocks, solved puzzles, answered questions, repeated number, sequences. Some of it was easy, some harder than I expected. She didn't give anything away, just moved from test to test, professional, thorough. Finally, "Okay, Mr. Dalton, we're done. Let me score these and we'll talk." I sat in the waiting room, drank bad coffee from a machine, checked my phone. 23 missed calls, 47 texts. Derek. "We're at the house. Where are you?" Amanda. "Your neighbors say you left. We're waiting." Derek. "Dad, this is serious. We need to talk." Amanda. "We're not leaving until you get home." I didn't respond. Dr. Chen came back 40 minutes later, folder in hand. "Mr. Dalton, let's talk in my office." I followed her, sat across from her desk. She opened the folder. "Your son claimed you're showing cognitive decline, signs of dementia or early Alzheimer's." That's what he said. "Based on your evaluation, that's not accurate." I felt something release in my chest. "You're testing in the superior range for your age group in all domains. Your memory is excellent. Processing speed is good. Attention, executive function, verbal fluency, all normal to above average." She pushed a paper across the desk, columns of numbers, percentile scores. "You're cognitively intact, fully competent. There's no evidence of any decline." "Can you document that?" "I already have. I'm writing up a formal report. It'll be ready tomorrow, but I can give you a preliminary letter now if you need it." "I need it." She typed something on her computer, printed it, signed it. "This states that you underwent a comprehensive neuropsychological evaluation and were found to be cognitively intact with no evidence of dementia or other cognitive impairment. You are fully competent to make your own medical, legal, and financial decisions." I took the letter, read it, folded it carefully. "Thank you. Mr. Dalton," she leaned forward. "I've seen cases like this. Adult children questioning a parent's competency to gain control of assets. It's a form of elder abuse. That's what my attorney called it. He's right. Your son is trying to gaslight you, make you seem incompetent so he can take your house. This documentation protects you, but you need to be careful." "Careful how?" Don't give him ammunition. Don't engage in arguments. Don't make threats. Stay calm. Document everything. Let the facts speak. That's what I'm trying to do. Good. She stood, shook my hand. The full report will be ready by noon tomorrow. I'll send it to Dennis, but that letter should be enough for now. I drove home. It was after 6. The sun was setting. Gold light on the trees Martha and I had planted 30 years ago. Derek's car was in my driveway. Amanda's SUV, too. I parked on the street, walked up to my house. They were sitting on the porch. Derek, Amanda, Emma, and Tyler. Emma was 12. Tyler, 10. I hadn't seen them since March. "Hi, Grandpa," Emma said. Quiet. Uncertain. "Hi, sweetheart. Where the hell have you been?" Derek stood up. "We've been waiting for 3 hours. "I had an appointment." "What kind of appointment?" "That's my business." "It's our business when you're having our family members arrested." "They were trespassing. I asked them to leave. They refused. They're Amanda's parents. They're strangers. I've met them twice." "Jesus Christ!" Derek ran his hands through his hair. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" "They're at a motel. A shitty motel off Route 9. Sharon's having a breakdown. She's scared, confused. Her Alzheimer's is getting worse because of the stress you caused." "I didn't cause any stress." "You did when you gave notice on their apartment before asking if they could move into my house. We shouldn't have had to ask." Amanda stood up. "You're Derek's father. You should have offered." "Offered my house?" "Yes, offered to help, offered to put family first." "I do put family first. I've given you $73,000 in the last 3 years. Silence. What? Amanda looked at Derek. $73,450. I have records, bank statements, canceled checks, down payment on your house, car repairs, band trips, basketball camps, emergency loans, Thanksgiving money, Christmas money, all of it documented. Those were gifts. Derek's voice had gone careful. Were they? Because none of it got paid back. None of it came with thank you notes. Most of it came from texts that said, emergency, or just until, or can you help with? We're family. Amanda's voice rose. Family helps family. You don't keep score. I'm not keeping score. I'm keeping records. There's a difference. Why? Derek stepped forward. Why are you keeping records? Unless you're planning to, what? Sue us? I'm protecting myself. From what? From this. From you showing up with a U-Haul, threatening guardianship proceedings, trying to take my house. We're not trying to take your house. Amanda's voice shifted, softer, reasonable. We're trying to find a solution that works for everyone. The solution is you buy a bigger house. We can't afford a bigger house. That's not my problem. It is, though. Derek's patience snapped. It is your problem because we're your family, because you have resources and we're struggling, because that's what parents do. They help their kids. I have helped you. $73,000 worth. That's nothing compared to what this house is worth. There it was. The truth. This house is worth $500,000. Probably more. You're sitting on $500,000, alone, while we're drowning in debt. While Amanda's parents have nowhere to go, while your grandchildren are cramped in a house that's too small. Your house has 4 bedrooms. It's not enough. Then that's a choice you made. You bought a house you can afford. You had children. You have car payments and student loans. Those are your choices, your responsibilities. And you're our father. Derek's face was red, veins bulging. You're supposed to help us. That's what fathers do. I have helped you for years, with money you never paid back, with time you never acknowledged, with patience you never appreciated. So this is about gratitude? Amanda laughed, sharp, bitter. You're mad we didn't send enough thank you cards? I'm mad you showed up with a U-Haul without asking. We shouldn't have to ask for what should be freely given. My house. Your house! Derek screamed it. Actually screamed. It's just a house, Dad. 4 walls, roof, wood, and drywall. It's not worth more than your family. It's my home. It's a structure. It's things. We're your flesh and blood. And what have you given me? The question came out quiet. In the last 3 years, what have you given me? We've included you in holidays. You visited twice last year, Christmas and Easter, 90 minutes each time. You spent more time at your in-laws. Because they're easier. Amanda's hands flew up. Because we don't have to walk on eggshells. Because they don't guilt-trip us every time we can't make Sunday dinner. I've never guilt-tripped anyone. Your silence is a guilt trip. Your disappointed face. The way you sigh when we say we can't come over. I'm disappointed. I'm allowed to be disappointed. And we're allowed to have lives. Derek was pacing now. We're busy, Dad. We have jobs, kids, activities. We can't drop everything to have pot roast with you twice a month. I never said you had to. But you expect it. You expect us to prioritize you, while you sit in this huge house doing nothing. I'm retired. I worked for 47 years. I earned the right to rest. And we're working now. We're in the thick of it. We need help. You have the means to help. Refusing to help is selfish. I looked at my son, at his red face, his clenched fists, at Amanda beside him, at Emma and Tyler on the porch steps, watching. I have something for you. I pulled out the letter from Dr. Chen, handed it to Derek. He opened it, read it. His face went pale. What is this? Cognitive evaluation. Comprehensive. Done this afternoon. I'm fully competent. No signs of dementia or cognitive decline. That's a preliminary letter. Full report will be available tomorrow. You went to a neuropsychologist? You threatened guardianship proceedings, said I was showing signs of decline. I got evaluated. Turns out I'm fine. Derek looked at Amanda, back at me. This doesn't change anything. It changes everything. You can't have me declared incompetent. I have documentation proving I'm mentally sound. We'll get a second opinion. Feel free. I'll pass that evaluation too. Dad, Derek's voice shook. Please, we need help. We're drowning. Amanda's parents need a place to live. We need space. You have space. Why are you being so stubborn? This is my home, where I lived with your mother, where she died, where I'm going to stay until I die. It's not negotiable. Everything's negotiable. Not this. Then you're forcing our hand. Derek handed the letter back. We didn't want it to come to this. Come to what? We'll file a lawsuit. Parental support. Pennsylvania's filial responsibility law. Children can sue parents for support if the parents have means and the children are in need. I'm not supporting you. You're adults. The law says otherwise. We can prove we're in financial need. We can prove you have assets. A judge can order you to provide support, including housing. Get off my property. What? I said get off my property. All of you. Now. Dad, you just threatened to sue me. To take my house through the courts. You're not welcome here. You're really going to do this? Amanda's voice broke. You're going to choose a house over your family? You chose a house over me. You just didn't like my answer. Grandpa, Tyler spoke up. Small voice. Are you mad at us? I looked at him, at Emma, at these kids I'd bought basketball camp for, band trip, school supplies. No, buddy, I'm not mad at you. Then why can't Nana Sharon and Papa Bill stay here? Emma asked. We visited their apartment once. It was really small. Because this is my house, sweetheart. I didn't agree to let them move in. But Dad said, your dad doesn't get to make that decision. I do. So you're just going to let them be homeless? Emma's voice had an edge. Teenage contempt. That's mean. They're not homeless. They chose to give notice on their apartment before making other arrangements. That was their choice. You could fix it by helping them. I could, but I'm not going to. Why not? Because it's not my responsibility. Emma looked at me like I was a stranger. Mom's right. You are selfish. Emma, that's enough. Amanda put her hand on her daughter's shoulder, but she didn't disagree. We're leaving. Derek picked up his keys. But this isn't over. Yes, it is. No, Dad, it's not. We're filing that lawsuit, and we're going to win. You're going to regret this. Maybe, but it'll be my regret. In my house. They left. I watched them drive away. Then I went inside. The house was quiet. Just me and the clock ticking. I sat at the kitchen table, the one I'd built, in the house I'd built. My phone buzzed. Text from a number I didn't recognize. "Mr. Dalton, this is Bill Montgomery. What you did today was cruel and illegal. We're pursuing charges, elder abuse, unlawful eviction. You'll be hearing from our attorney." I didn't respond. Instead, I called Dennis. "Henry, how'd the evaluation go?" "Perfect score. She said I'm fully competent." "Excellent. That's our foundation." "What happened after?" I told him. The police, Bill and Sharon leaving, Derek and Amanda showing up, the lawsuit threat. "Filial responsibility law," Dennis said. "They're grasping at straws. That law's rarely enforced. And it's for medical care costs, not housing. They'd have a hard time proving need given their income level. So they can't take my house? Not through that law. But Henry, you need to prepare for a fight. They're going to come at you from every angle. Lawsuits, harassment, social pressure, possibly trying to turn other family members against you." "I don't have other family members. Just Derek." "Friends then. Church, neighbors. They'll try to make you the villain." "Let them try." "Okay, then here's what we do. Tomorrow morning you come to my office. We draft a cease and desist letter. Make it clear they're not welcome on your property. Any further contact needs to go through me. Then we get a restraining order if they violate that. Restraining order against my own son, if necessary. He threatened you, tried to take your home. That's elder abuse. The law's on your side." "Okay. And Henry, don't engage with them. At all. No texts, no calls, nothing. Every communication they make, forward to me. I'll handle it." "Understood." I hung up. The house felt different. Bigger, somehow. Emptier. I made dinner. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Martha's comfort food. Ate it at the kitchen table. The one I'd built 40 years ago. In the house I'd built with my own hands. Where Martha died holding my hand. Where I was going to stay until I died, too. My phone buzzed. Text from Derek. "Last chance, Dad. Call off the lawyers. Let's work this out as a family." I didn't respond. The next morning, I met Dennis at his office. We drafted the cease and desist letter. It was formal, legal, cold. "This letter serves as formal notice that you are not permitted on the property located at 847 Maple Street. Any attempt to enter said property will be considered criminal trespassing. All future communication must be directed to the undersigned attorney. Any direct contact with Mr. Henry Dalton will be considered harassment and will result in legal action, including but not limited to restraining orders and civil suit." Dennis sent it certified mail. Return receipt requested. Derek would get it in 2 days. "What now?" I asked. "Now we wait. See how they respond." They responded 3 days later, with a process server at my door. "Henry Dalton?" "Yes." "You've been served." He handed me papers. Left. I opened them. "Petition for support under 23 Pay CS, Sevier 4603. Derek and Amanda were suing me, claiming financial need, requesting I be ordered to provide housing or financial support equivalent to fair market rent. They attached documentation, their mortgage, car payments, student loans, credit card debt, kids' activity costs. They made $147,000 a year combined, and they were claiming poverty. I called Dennis. They filed. Expected. "Don't worry, we'll file a response. This is going to get dismissed." "You're sure?" "Henry, they make 6 figures. They own a home. This isn't need. This is greed. No judge is going to order you to give them your house." The hearing was set for 6 weeks out. In those 6 weeks, Derek tried everything. He called. I didn't answer. He texted. I forwarded to Dennis. He showed up at my house. I called the police. After the 3rd visit, we got a restraining order. 500 feet, no contact. He violated it twice. 2nd violation, they arrested him. Spent a night in jail. That seemed to get through. The calls stopped. The text stopped. But the Facebook post went up. I didn't see it. I'm not on Facebook. But my neighbor Barbara showed me on her phone. "Henry, You need to see this. It was long, 6 paragraphs. Amanda had written it, asking for prayers and support during a difficult time. My father-in-law, who we've supported emotionally and financially since my mother-in-law's death, has turned on our family. After we tried to help him by suggesting he downsize to something more manageable, he became hostile and aggressive. He had the police remove my elderly parents, one of whom has Alzheimer's, from his home where they'd been invited to stay. He's obtained a restraining order against my husband for trying to have a conversation. He's refused to provide any support despite sitting on significant assets while we struggle with medical bills and care costs for my parents. This is a man we've bent over backward to help, and he's repaid us with cruelty and legal threats. Please pray for our family, and especially for my parents who are now living in extended stay housing because of his selfishness. 347 likes, 219 comments, most of them sympathetic. Praying for your family. So sorry you're going through this. Elder abuse goes both ways. Sometimes the elderly become abusive. Have you considered adult protective services? But some were skeptical. There's always 2 sides. Something about this doesn't add up. Why would he get a restraining order unless there was more to the story? Barbara looked at me. Is any of that true? Some facts. A lot of spin. Do you want to tell your side? No. Let people think what they want. Henry, she's making you sound like a monster. I know. Doesn't that bother you? People who know me know the truth. People who don't know me don't matter. What about Derek? He's your son. He was my son. Now he's someone suing me for my house. The hearing came. Courtroom, judge, lawyers. Derek and Amanda sat on one side, dressed nicely. Amanda crying quietly. Derek's face grim. I sat on the other side. Dennis beside me. Their lawyer went first, presented their financial documents, claimed hardship, emotional distress, need, made me sound like Scrooge. Then Dennis stood up. Your Honor, the petitioners claim financial need. Let's examine that claim. He put up their tax returns. Their income, $147,000. The petitioners own a home valued at $340,000. They have 2 cars. They take annual vacations. Their children attend private sports camps and music programs. He showed pictures, Facebook, Instagram. Derek and Amanda in Cancun last summer. This is not need. This is want. The petitioners want a larger house. They want more space. They want the respondent to provide that space. But wanting is not the same as needing. He put up my bank records, every transfer, every check. The respondent has provided $73,150 in financial support over the last 3 years, down payments, emergency loans, monthly assistance, none of it repaid, none of it acknowledged beyond the initial request. He showed the texts, Amanda's requests, Derek's emergencies, all of it. The respondent is a 70-year-old widower living in the home he built with his own hands, the home where his wife died. The petitioners want that home. When he refused, they threatened guardianship proceedings, claimed cognitive decline, attempted to have him declared incompetent. He put up Dr. Chen's report. Full evaluation. Perfect score. The respondent underwent comprehensive neuropsychological evaluation. He's fully competent, cognitively intact. There is no basis for any claim of diminished capacity. He showed the timeline. U-Haul, police report, restraining order violations. The petitioners have harassed the respondent, trespassed on his property, defamed him on social media. This is not a family seeking help. This is elder abuse, financial exploitation, attempted coercion. He sat down. The judge looked at Derek and Amanda, at me. Mr. Foster, would your clients like to respond? Their lawyer stood. Your Honor, the respondent has significant assets, a home valued at nearly $500,000, retirement savings, Social Security. He has the means to help his son's family in their time of need. Need? The judge looked at the documents. They make $147,000 a year. Their expenses are significant, Your Honor. Medical costs for the wife's parents, children's education and activities. Standard of living maintenance. Standard of living maintenance is not need, counselor. Need is food, shelter, basic medical care. These petitioners have all of that. Your Honor, I'm denying the petition. The judge closed the file. Pennsylvania's filial responsibility law was designed to prevent elderly parents from becoming wards of the state, not to force asset transfers to adult children who simply want more than they currently have. Petition denied. Case dismissed. Derek stood up. Your Honor, please. Mr. Dalton, sit down. The decision is final. If you continue, I'll hold you in contempt. Derek sat. We left. Outside the courthouse, Dennis shook my hand. It's over, Henry. They can't touch you. They could appeal. They could, but they won't. They just got embarrassed in court. Their finances aired publicly. Their harassment documented. If they're smart, they'll walk away. And if they're not smart, then we have everything we need for a civil suit. Harassment, defamation, elder abuse. You could sue them into oblivion if you wanted. I don't want their money. Then what do you want? I looked back at the courthouse, at Derek and Amanda on the steps. Amanda still crying. Derek's arm around her. I want them to leave me alone. They did. I never heard from them again. No calls, no texts, no surprise visits. The Facebook post came down. The extended stay hotel where Bill and Sharon were living. I heard through Barbara they'd found an assisted living facility near Amanda's sister in Ohio. Moved there 2 months after the hearing. Derek and Amanda sold their house the following spring. Bought something bigger. Don't know where. Don't care. I stayed in my house, the one I built, where Martha died. Where I'm going to die too. Some mornings I still set out 2 coffee cups before I remember. Still reach for her hand in bed before I wake up fully. But the house is quiet, peaceful. Mine. Barbara comes by once a week, has coffee, tells me neighborhood gossip. Dennis and I still meet for lunch monthly. My house is paid off, my retirement's solid. I have enough, and I have what matters most, my home, my peace, my dignity. Derek made his choice. So did I. Difference is, I can live with mine. If you like this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments. To listen to more stories, click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us.